With every pound that I lose, the less I hurt.
Oh my god, you guys, today we're exposing the truth about Tammy and Amy Slayton's brother, Chris Combs, and you'll never believe what I found out about him.
But please still keep her in her prayers, because we need everything we can get.
I don't think it's any secret that Chris is pretty much everyone's favorite on 1,000 Pound Sisters. He's Tammy and Amy's older brother, and he officially joined the show during the second season.
I just keep it moving. I don't hurt nowhere near as bad as I used to, so.
But you'll never believe what I'm about to tell you guys about Chris and the real story about his weight loss. It's honestly insane, and it really seems like TLC is completely making him lie, and you'll never believe about what. So guys, I don't want to waste any time. Let's just jump right on into this one. Okay, so I did some digging to find out more about Chris, and I found one of the craziest theories about Chris on Reddit. Now, supposedly, a lot of people on Reddit think that TLC might possibly be making Chris put padding underneath his clothing to hide his extreme weight loss. I mean, can you believe that? But I can't figure out why they would ever do that. The only thing that I can think of is that they don't want to spoil his weight loss journey on the show when they have other storylines to get through first. I mean, I guess it would kind of make sense. The show's about Amy and Tammy's weight loss journey, not Chris's necessarily, so I just don't get what other reason there could be for doing it. But one thing I will say for sure, it definitely looks like that's exactly what they're doing. And if it is, I can't even begin to tell you guys how dumb that is. I mean, if Chris actually lost weight and is being told to hide that on the show, doesn't that go against everything that the show is about?
Like $1 million every day, baby.
The show is supposed to be about weight loss and getting healthy, so if TLC is actually making him hide it, that'd just be extremely dumb. I mean, you cannot deny that Chris doesn't even look like the same person anymore. He looks amazing, like crazy good. He doesn't look bad on the show, but also his weight loss doesn't seem that drastic. And if TLC is actually putting padding under his clothes, I think we can all officially say that everything they do is fake for the cameras at this point. So if this is true, it kind of makes me wonder what TLC won't do for the sake of a story, right? But obviously, guys, this is all just a Reddit theory and it might not even be true, but doesn't it seem like it could be very easily true? I mean, the proof is in the pictures. And as we all now know, Chris did finally get to have the weight loss surgery that he was trying to get, and he said that he was so inspired to finally lose the weight after his dad did pass away at the age of 57. So in case you don't remember, Chris does have a different dad than Amy and Tammy. Supposedly, Chris's dad did pass due to complications from being overweight, but like his two sisters, Chris has been on a similar weight loss journey, and his dad's passing away was one of the reasons he claims that he decided to go through with it. So when his dad did pass away, he was only 16 years older than Chris is now, and he weighed between 400 and 500 pounds. I mean, isn't it just crazy to see how motivated Chris was by the loss of his dad, but Tammy just can't seem to get the same motivation going. You'd think she'd be inspired by both her brother and sister to lose the weight. And I don't know if you remember, but when Amy had her surgery to help her lose the weight, Chris decided that he wanted to have it too, and it was a long journey, but when he finally qualified for it, we were all so excited for him. I mean, the guy tries so hard, way harder than Tammy has. I'm sorry, you guys, but that's just the truth, if I'm being completely honest, and you just can't help but root for him. So losing weight is obviously not easy, and Chris has had to deal with other health problems too. He has asthma, he's a diabetic, plus he used to smoke, which definitely didn't help anything. But the great thing is not only did he lose the weight, he also did quit smoking. So anyways, guys, he had the surgery recently, and I know we have been wondering how has he been doing since then, and that is what led me to finding this bizarre theory. And people on Reddit were noticing that Chris looked extremely different on his social media than he did on the show, and no one could really figure out why. But I mean, we all know reality TV isn't 100% real, and that's not exactly a shock. But if this theory is true, I just would have such a hard time trusting any TLC show to have even any bit of truth at all. I mean, Chris just looks amazing on social media. Like, it's kind of actually shocking. And this season was not filmed that long ago, you guys, that he would have lost even more, weight between filming and now. but it's possible, I suppose. And Chris recently posted a couple of photos on his Facebook where he was next to his family, and he's looking both happy and healthy. But guys, have you seen the pictures? There it is right there, and he honestly just looks unbelievable. Just look at him. He looks like he's lost about 100 pounds at least. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm still just so shocked. He definitely doesn't look like he's lost that much weight on the show. So to me, that just makes the padding theory to seem even more true and make even more sense. And it's really not just the photos that tells us that he's doing great. We know from Chris himself.
Everybody's fine. I'm blessed, doing fine. The kids, my kids are ornery, but they're me, so whatever. Everything is doing great. My wife is spoiled.
Which is just excellent news. So sure, maybe he didn't give away a lot about his weight loss, but it's still a super positive message. So between the pictures and him saying this, I think we can all pretty much assume that Chris is currently living his best life, and good for him, because you guys already know he deserves it, and I love him dearly. Especially when you take into consideration all the crazy problems with Tammy that she's had over the last year. He's witnessed firsthand just how difficult it can be to get her healthy. But anyway, back to that Reddit theory. What do you guys think? Put in the comments below. You can compare the side-by-side pictures of Chris on TV and Chris in real life on social media, and you can see just a drastic difference. And we know for sure that the filming was after his weight loss surgery, but one thing I'd noticed with 1,000 Pound Sisters is that it seems like they filmed the confessional videos at a lower angle, so that it's a lot less flattering for Tammy, Amy, and the rest of their family. I could be wrong, just kind of a theory, but it definitely seems like that, at the very least, they are doing that with Chris too. So then you have the fact that he's probably sitting in a smaller chair, but come on, you guys, he is not nearly as big on social media as he is on the show. But the funny kind of odd thing is, if they are by chance making Chris kind of fib on the show, I just wonder why he sticks around and keeps filming, because one thing that has always absolutely shocked me about Chris is that he actually has a regular job, you guys. How often do you see it these days where I feel like every single TLC reality star does? They do reality TV as their job, but surprisingly not Chris. He actually works in fast food, if you can believe that. It's kind of crazy. You'd think he'd just want to capitalize on the 1,000 Pound Sisters fame while he can. And the craziest part is, he's actually talked a lot about how hard it can be, to work around all this unhealthy food and whatnot and not eat it. And honestly, most people, including myself, would probably struggle with that. But still, he managed to lose all the weight and keep it off while working around fast food every day. So it's honestly amazing that he was able to do that. And even though, you guys, he's usually pretty quiet on social media, whenever he does post something on there, it isn't about the show. It's usually about some wholesome message or photos of his family. But I will say this, Brittany revealed something on her social media that gives us just a glimpse into their relationship. So according to Brittany, Chris and Brittany first met when they were both working at McDonald's. According to her Facebook, Brittany started working as a manager at McDonald's in 2012, so maybe that's when she and Chris met, or maybe they met before they started working at McDonald's, but it definitely seems like they've been together since at least 2012. And they did eventually get married on October 15th, 2016, which means that they actually celebrated their 5th wedding anniversary pretty recently. And by the way, guys, have you seen their wedding pictures? If you want to talk about cute and hilarious at the same time, Brittany looks amazing, and so does Chris. Look at his happy little face right there. I love him so much. But what's odd is Darlene, their mom. She just looks so annoyed. Look at that. Imagine making that face during wedding photos. It's especially funny compared to Chris, who's clearly having the best day of his life. I just cannot get it with Darlene. It's just way too funny. Another interesting note is that she's actually about 7 or 8 years younger than Chris. She's about 33 right now, whereas Chris will be turning 42 this year. Not a huge age gap, but it's still a big difference, somewhat, which I don't know about you guys, but I did not really expect. They definitely seem like one of the best couples in their family and on the show. And one of the most shocking things about Brittany and Chris to me is that they're actually super religious. We all know that that's not the case for anyone else in the family, especially Tammy, and I can only guess Amy, but Chris recently shared a photo on his Facebook where he encouraged people to go to church, even if it's not the perfect one. He also apparently confirmed that Brittany was Pentecostal on his Facebook page, and this kind of explains why she and Chris didn't participate in that ghost hunting thing that they did on the show with everyone, and why Brittany dresses so modestly. Brittany and Chris also have 2 kids. Well, okay, let me just say, Kris has 2 kids. It's kind of strange. Nothing about their mother has ever been released ever. There's nothing online. Brittany definitely is not their biological mom, so it seems like they don't see her much, whoever this biological mom is, but who knows, maybe they do see her and she just doesn't want to be in the spotlight. But either way, it does seem like they have a great relationship with Brittany. Well, anyway, you guys, the son's name is Brandon. It was his birthday recently, like I said, and that's when we found out how great Kris is looking. Kris also has a daughter whose name is Emily, and he actually talked about Emily when he explained one of his reasons for wanting to lose the weight. And yes, he said that he's doing this so that he can live a long, healthy life and enjoy life with his family. And he also did mention that he wants to help, set a good example for his daughter, and he's hoping that his transformation and dedication will inspire her and that she will see herself and that she'll become, a healthier person. And I think that's really sweet of him, and it's amazing. So he's trying to motivate her by being the best version of himself, and I wish that could just work for Tammy too. But anyway, we don't know a lot about Emily other than that she lives in Henderson, Kentucky, and according to her Facebook, she is now currently single. However, the same thing cannot be said about her older brother Brandon, though. While his Facebook status said that he is divorced, we don't really know what exactly happened there. All we know is that he got engaged to someone in December of 2019, and it would make sense if this meant that he got married and then shortly divorced during the last 2 years, but who really knows? What do you guys think? But either way, guys, Kris on 1,000 Pound Sisters, we love him dearly, and it's amazing because Kris seems to be so happy with Brittany now and his family and his life, and that's really just what, is most important. So, well, guys, Kris just seems to be like a great guy, and I hope he has a great future ahead of him. He for sure looks happy and healthy right now, which is amazing. But what do you guys think? Isn't his weight loss just incredibly impressive and amazing? And isn't he so positive and unbelievably amazing on the show? Well, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Please make a huge favor, hit that like, follow, share, subscribe button, hit the comments below, and y'all better stay tuned for many more videos.